This podcast has mature language, not intended for underage viewers.
I now present to you ChezdotSantana.
Oh, this that heat in the kitchen. In the middle of summer when all my pockets was sticking. No AC wasn't working. Only fans in the window. That's a different kind of cool. Made it feel like a bendo. Put that on. He's a sandals. We was off for the scandals. My cousin told me the pencils. We started calling them rebel. Charlie wanted to
Yeah. What's up? Hello, this is Keenan of Street Cred Sports Training, and welcome to another episode of Time to Ball. This is episode 18. Hey, I hope y'all like that little snippet of music I just put out. It was from my man ChezdotSantana. The name of the song is Bandchez. You need to go download it, go stream it on whatever platform you listen to. I'm on Amazon Music. I think we on the family plan. I'm not trying to share, or some people be trying to share and use their accounts. I'm paying for mine. And I've gotten the song. I love the song. Obviously, it's even more special meaning to me because of the fact that he did our theme song. But I've known him for a while now, and man, I like his music. And look, I'm not just saying that. I'm very picky when it comes to the music I listen to, the rap artists and stuff. There's some, and I respect their crafts. It's just some of their taste, some taste I don't feel. Doesn't mean I don't respect them or I hate them or anything. It's not like that. But having said that, I like his music, man. And I bought one of his older CDs, so I need to transfer that because hell, isn't it crazy how there are no CDs now? Like, you don't even have CD players. I was trying to put. I was like, man, I was feeling like some Tupac back in the day, and I was like, you know what? Let me go put some Tupac on. And I was like, oh damn, I don't have a CD player. So now I got to try to go put it on the computer, and now the computers don't even have CD slots, as much as they used to. So you like standing up there with the CD, like, well, what the fuck am I supposed to do with this CD? So I got to figure it out. But Chez is in my rotation, and he was in my rotation before. Just so you know, I don't want nobody to think, oh man, he just doing that trying to help him out. Nah, look, number one, we should be supporting each other. And not just one month of the year because it's Black History Month, because it's Black History Month. That doesn't mean that you stop supporting each other. And I'm not just saying, you got to support blacks and stuff. I'm just saying people in general. If people are doing good now, obviously you don't really want to support your local drug dealer or, local thief. I'm not saying that. I'm saying support people that are doing good. This is entertainment, man. So I'm supporting them, and I've been supporting them. And, I'm really happy to see that he is, more people are starting to know about what I've been thinking about and knowing for a while now. So shout out to ChezdotSantana and Rank Up Entertainment. I'm sorry, man. I'm speaking too fast sometimes. Rank Up Entertainment and the stuff that they putting out, it's really, really nice. It's not that in the backyard with your tape player and you got somebody that's trying to be the music mixer, and back in the day when you used to dub look, I'm from a time where when I used to if I wanted to listen to music, right, and I knew like they was gonna have a mix, or it be a DJ in the evening, so we would put the tape in there, and then we put the tissue in the tape part of the corner so you could record. Look, my digital producer is kind of staring at me like, what the hell are you talking about? So I might have to show him a YouTube video because this was before his time. But, this is how we used to record music. And, a lot of dudes would be out there recording the love mix so they could have all of the, the nice slow jam songs. Me, I was trying to get that, that attitude music, that rap and stuff. So Yeah, that's how I used to do it. But then sometimes when you would do it, you would be listening to it and you find out that it didn't record. So you kind of recording over it. So you kind of listening to two songs. And sometimes it sounds like you did your own remix. It sounded pretty good. Other times, be like, damn, why is there choir music in the background? Church music in the background. So yeah, that's how I was from that time. And, everything is evolved. And it's just amazing how technology has come through. But yeah, I'm supporting it. I'm not one of them dudes that'll, get somebody's CD and then try to record it, and what is it? Not download it. Damn, I don't even know what it is no more. It's you dub it. You dub it, or you burn it and stuff like that, and you send it, and everybody's trying to get their copy. So one actual album that one person paid for ends up going to like 20 or 30 people. So now I'm not doing that, man. I'm supporting it. I'm supporting what I listen to. It doesn't cost you much, and you never know. You could be the one to help somebody get over the hump. So support each other in their endeavors, as long as it's positive. So real quick, some people got a kick out of what I said about wishing people bad. So today I'll use another one. All right. I'll say, I'm hoping everybody's doing well. This is what I really mean. This is what I feel in my heart when I say I'm hoping I'm really well. But, if I was in one of those bad people, negative Nancy's or whatever they call them, I might be like, man, I hope you get diarrhea today from eating that bad chicken. And you get diarrhea and you stuck on the 13th floor of an elevator full of people and you can't get to the bathroom. That's so wrong. That's so wrong. All right, so I'm going to get off of that and get off into some other stuff. I've been rambling, man. I'm sorry. I'm enjoying life. All right, so, okay, so let me get to the things on my mind. First thing I'm going to talk about, obviously, what was going on this past weekend. I'm talking about that NBA dunk contest. Mac McClung, is it Mac McClung or Matt McClung? Yo, he was doing his thing. And I've actually known of him since he was in high school. He put out mixtapes and stuff. He could play. He had a nice game. He was known more for his highlight reels as far as his dunking and his ability to play above the rim. So he had some dunks, and like my wife was loving it. And, I'm messing with her, and she's like, "Oh my God, white man can jump!" And it was just funny the way she said it, but she didn't mean no harm by it. But it was funny the way she was really excited. She was excited because here's the truth: she wasn't expecting him to do anything, because she's watched the dunk contest, and stuff with me throughout the years, and she's seen some really good ones, and she's seen a lot of bad ones. She's like, they're really bad now. But in any case, she was, I think it was Trey Murphy. That's from the Pelicans, because she's a Saints fan. So everything New Orleans, she roots for. So that was who she was rooting for. And then when he did his first dunk, she just went crazy. She was like, "Oh my God!" And I had to tell her, like, "Look, sweetie, you have to wait until they show it in replay, because a lot of times when it's in regular." They're going regular speed, you don't see the whole dunk. So when he jumped over the guy's head, grabbed the ball, tapped the backboard, and dunked it backwards, it looked special. So he had Lisa Leslie was hating. So was Harold Miner. They were hating on not giving him 50s. I think all of his dunks were 50s. And what I did love and appreciate is they weren't doing all of the props where you coming out and you add it. It just slowed everything down. Now, with Jose Alvarado coming in and stealing the ball from Trey Murphy and then throwing it off the backboard, that was a prop, but that was a quick prop that you didn't know was coming, and it worked. For me, it really worked. So that was a really good, entertaining dunk contest, because the last few have been, like, really bad, and what they're going to do, going forward, who knows? But there are a lot of professional dunkers that they should maybe start signing to, to a G League team or 2-day contract just so they could perform in these dunk contests. Let these dudes who do this, I mean, obviously NBA players do it because that's part of their game, but there are dudes that just dunk, right? There are dudes who just do trick shots. So let these dudes do it and enjoy it, because there's some very talented and creative people out there. I always say the 720 is the most amazing dunk I've ever seen, and it's from a dude R.I.P there. I can't think of his name, but I believe he used to play at UTEP back in the day, and he was with the And1 mixtape, and he did a 720 dunk. Now McClung did a dunk that was supposed to be 720. People were really putting on their physics hat. Well, if you look at his rotation wasn't fully two resolutions. That's exactly how it was coming across. Now, this is my nerd voice. This is not my this is how a certain race talk. This is my nerd voice, because nerds, all the nerds that I know, and I'm part nerd too. All the nerds that I know, they kind of talk like that. And it's beautiful listening to him talk when they're really getting into it. But there was somebody who was like, yeah, if you see right here, he wasn't in his second full rotation. So they labeled it wasn't a 720. They labeled it a 540. I don't even know how you got 540 out of it, but I'm rolling with it. So it was a 540 dunk, but it was impressive enough, right? It was impressive. So what they do from here is going to be important, because some of this stuff isn't working, So when we move into the All-Star game, there was a gentleman that, received his first All-Star. Name was Tyrese Halliburton. Okay. Now, why is he important? Well, it was his first. He played with the Pacers. It was his first ever All-Star. He used to be with Sacramento. He got there in a trade. And it's important because back around December, he was really putting in work, and it was looking like, hey, he might be up to be an all-star. Well, commentator at the time, I think was from New York Knicks commentator, because they was playing the Knicks, made a very bad disparaging comment about Halliburton, saying that he won't make the all-star game because he was a fake all-star. I don't even know what the hell a fake all-star is. I don't even know what that means. I know what a fake NBA player is. That's somebody who's walking around trying to impersonate somebody that's playing in the NBA because he kind of looks like that person, right? There's the guy that they call the fake Klay Thompson in Golden State. He actually got banned because he dresses up like Klay Thompson. He does favor him. He does. I mean, like, he favors him. He's a little heavier than him, and he walks around with his mannerism. And he actually got on the court. He came out and started warming up with the team, and everybody else knew that it wasn't Klay. Everybody but the security. The security let him on the floor, man. Yo, what are y'all doing, security? Y'all are letting people run across the court. Y'all letting people streak across the field. Come on, security, man. Y'all got to do better, man. Y'all got to do better. But in any case, at some point, somebody says, hey, that's not Klay Thompson. They pulled him off the court. He got in trouble. He was kicked out, and he was banned. I thought it was harsh, but you can't be on the floor, and he kind of has a cult following. But in any case, that's what I would call a fake player. I have no idea what a fake all-star is, but Wally Szczerbiak, who used to play with the Minnesota Timberwolves, very good college player. He's a sports analyst. He's usually on CBS when March Madness comes on. But he just called him a fake, like he wannabe fake NBA All-Star. Now, I get it because he was trying to promote, Jalen Brunson and Randall with the Knicks, that they should be All-Stars. But when you just call somebody else out like that, it went bad. So a lot of people got on him about it. And it was great to see him. It was great to see Tyrese become an all-star. Almost everybody knew it. I guess not everybody, because Wally said he was fake. But he got to play. And now, I would he apologized for it, but he didn't apologize with the same, energy that he did when he called them fake. You got to own that shit. You got to own it. And it was unnecessary. That's the craziest part about it. It came out of nowhere, So shout out to Tyrese for making his first All-Star appearance. And my man Wally. I like Wally. Wally, you got to do better, man. You can't be calling people out like that. You sound like the get off my lawn person. Instead of telling somebody to get off their lawn, you need to get out there and plant some damn flowers or something, and give some people daisies, make somebody's day better. But in any case, that was it. Now, the next thing is the All-Star game. Time of death for the All-Star game was February, what was it? What's the date? February 19th. February 19th at 5 p.m. or 5:30, whatever time the game started. That was a time of death. To me, the All-Star game was more of a load management game, because if you don't understand what load management is now they're allowing players to not play. They're giving them rest. So, like, you go to watch a game, you pay for your tickets, you go to the game, and one of those players that could be your favorite players might not play because they're managing their time. They're trying to give them rest throughout the season so they can be fresh for the playoffs. Okay, I get all of that. But, you can't be doing that shit in an All-Star game, man. These dudes were not playing defense. When I say they weren't playing defense, they were standing around and letting guys go to the basket. It's always been an unwritten rule that you don't want to try to hurt somebody. You don't contest hard on dunks. If a person gets a step, you kind of show like you're playing defense. Sometimes you contest it, but you don't contest it in a way that, you could foul that person hard, because it's supposed to be an exhibition. And in the era I really fell in love with basketball was with Magic Johnson. Magic and Isaiah. I don't want to be this whole, it's just, you're all about pass. You're the pass guy. No. Look at those NBA All-Stars. Watch how they competed and watch how much fun it was. They were getting up and down the court, running up and down, and they were balling. These dudes are just like walking up the court. They were shooting from half court like 4 or 5 times in a row. Some of them were hidden, but it wasn't a game. It wasn't basketball the way, the All-Star game should be. Hell, you even had the head coach of the All-Star game for Denver Nuggets, Mike Malone, call them out. Say that was the worst basketball game he's ever seen. This is the coach of the All-Star team. He called them out. So if he calling them out, then something's wrong. So I don't know how they're going to fix it, because the word, coming down, I don't know how true it is, but I can't defend it after watching that, is that the players today are really entitled, and, they just care about their brand and making money. Now, I don't know, because I ain't spoke to one. I could find out. I got people. I got word on. I can get information if I wanted to, but I don't, the games are competitive. The games are competitive. But the All-Star game, the celebrity All-Star game was more competitive than the NBA All-Star game. And you had people there. You had Guillermo from Jimmy Kimmel out there trying to play ball. Like, he was actually trying to play. Didn't know what he was doing. And there was evidence, a lot of people out there for show, but they were actually playing. So y'all got to do better. I don't know what they're going to do to fix it, but people going to start turning it off. And once them ratings go down, them contracts go bad, that money stop coming in, that well dries up. So that was it for the All-Star. Now, I do want to mention this. All right, you guys, some of you athletes and entertainers, man, y'all making millions and millions and millions of dollars. Y'all need to have a better barber or a better hairstylist. Because I've seen a couple of athletes come in with some crooked beards. The beard was all crooked the way it is. One side was high and the other side was low. some dude had an edge up, and his edge was like looked like an elevator going up. It was bad. It was bad. Yo, y'all need to invest in money and maybe not talk or do something, but y'all need to, y'all really need to make sure y'all barbers are on point because people are watching. And they was like pointing out like, yo, what's up? What's up with him, man? Why is his fade so ragged? Why is his hairline on one side close to his eyebrow and on the other side close to his ear? It's like really crooked. And then you pay all of that money, man. Yo, y'all can groom. Now, I probably shouldn't be talking because, I let my Grizzly Adams go a lot. I'm trying to get better, with shaving and when I cut my own hair and everything and trim my beard and everything and goatee and stuff, and then I be feeling like, yeah, man, I got that $1 million look, but then this is when I know it's time to shave. Is when I'm walking around and people trying to give me money. That's when I know it's okay, you got to go back and cut your hair because people trying to give you change. They feel bad for you because you're out here looking like that. So I'm getting better with cutting my hair, I guess. But yeah, man, I'm not making millions of dollars like they are. They need to have better stylists or better barbers because I can post pictures of some of it, and it is not funny. It's really not fun. I mean, it's funny, but it's not funny. But that was all NBA All-Star, weekend, and everything was good, and let's just hope that they fix that. Yo, I like to give a shout out to my sponsors, Next Style Designs. Next Style Designs makes quality shirts or custom apparel for all occasions. Next Style Designs. Mind Inc. Mind Inc. offers a wide array of digital media. Mind Inc. asks, are you using your mind? Southwest Basketball Showcase Recruiting Service. The link between your coach and your dreams. Maracay Zero Down Solar. Call Greg Suber for your solar needs. PCS Plus is the carpet service for all your cleaning needs. All right. So let me get to my basketball training ideology. All right, first thing I want to talk about is what I perceive and what I've been told and what I see. Because I'm not just sitting around here just making stuff up, just talking, off the top of my head with certain things. I'm actually watching. I'm watching the game. I'm, watching film if I need to. This is on, I'm saying from middle school to high school. There's a really big gap between kids who are playing city league and travel and training. Kids who are playing city league and travel and training versus kids who only wait until middle school or high school to play. There's a huge gap. And I don't know if it's getting wider. I just know it's very evident. Now, the question is, well, what are you talking about and why? What makes you say that? Well, here's what makes me say that. When I see games, high school games, I'm not even gonna go middle school. I'll come back to middle school. I'll go to high school first. When I see a high school game, and this is varsity teams, and I see kids who can barely pass and barely dribble with both hands, they haven't been playing basketball. Or if they've been playing on a team, they haven't been on the floor. Because if you play enough, you should understand what's not working, right? If you try to dribble to the right 2 or 3 times and they're trapping and they take the ball from you, or you turn around and make a bad pass and it gets stolen, at some point you should know, I can't do that. I got to do something else. At some point you should look to ask, hey, how do I fix this? But I watched the game. I'm going to talk about this after probably in another week or two. I'm going to dedicate a whole episode to this. So I'm just going to touch on it, but then I'll delve deeper into it when that time comes. I watched a game where I saw a team turn the ball over, I want to say 5 to 7 times, maybe within 2 to 4 minutes. I could be off. I mean, I'm sure I'm off. I'm not like accurate, but it felt like that, right? I've seen on videos on a highlight film of a kid who who steals the ball, gets a dunk, playing a press, steals a pass, gets a dunk, playing a press. His teammate steals a pass, throws it to him. He gets a nice little reverse layup consecutive times. Now I ask myself, why is it that this is happening? And the reason that I really truly feel that it's happening is because you have a lot of kids that aren't introduced to playing basketball until middle school or high school. Some kids decide, high school, hey, their friends play it or they saw something and they like it and they want to try it. Now they try it. They might have enough talent to get on the team, but they don't have the experience, but then they're thrust into playing because of the fact that, they might be better than somebody else, but they're not good. They're not an elite talent. I really strongly feel, and I'm not alone, that the combination of training as well as playing in city leagues and stuff early, I'm not saying you got to play 400 games a year. No, I'm not saying that. You just need to play enough to kind of have an understanding so you're not overwhelmed when you're playing. You get a chance to work on those weaknesses. When you come to me, I'm working on those weaknesses. And I will tell you this. The kids who we have that work on the stuff that we do, whenever they come in, we're trying to find out things that they struggled on so we can help them to fix it. Majority of those kids get better and have better success rate for those things that they were struggling on. I could sit up here. I could use 7 hours straight of testimonials from parents that'll get on here and say, such and such was struggling with this. He came there. He fixed it. He showed him how to work on it. He performed great after that. He hasn't had a problem with that. That's what training should be about, right? And that's what we're about. But when I'm watching high school games and then I'm finding out some of these kids, once the season's over, they don't even pick up a ball again. They might do the off-season conditioning programs they have. They might do some of the drill work that they have. Coaches are kind of handcuffed with what they can and can't do with these kids in the off-season. They don't play with the city league team or against really good competition. They might just play open gym if that school has, any talent that likes to come in and play open gym. So they don't really get better. And it shows. It shows. I get kids like that for high school. I get a ton of kids that come in from middle school. Middle school tryouts is the beginning of the year. They'll come in like the last of October or November, saying, "Hey, well, we want them to get training so they could get ready to try out." And I have to tell them there is a high probability that you're not going to make the team because you've never played. And a lot of these kids that come in, they know what they're doing. They understand, the game. They played enough. They have enough experience. They can dribble with, right and left. They can between the legs, fundamentals and stuff. Now, they're not perfect, but they're so much ahead of kids who have never played that those kids get on no team if they do and they never play. We really need to shorten that gap. That gap needs to be shortened. It really does. Okay, so the question is, how do we fix it? Well, you got to get these kids playing more. You got to get them in leagues where they can play and have opportunity to make these mistakes so they can learn from them. But I'm going to get in depth, and I'm going to try to have a panel. It's a hard conversation that we have to have. Am I failing? Am I failing? I'm asking that question honestly, but I don't think I am because I've had such a high success rate. Does every kid that come in our program end up being a college player? No. But I guarantee you this, the ones that follow what we do, they're very productive players when they get an opportunity to. Now, them getting an opportunity is another conversation that is coming, y'all. It's coming. I'm waiting on some things, but it's coming. And I know I usually, try to be a little anonymous with, and stuff because I'm not trying to ruffle no feathers. If I get the green light, I put it this way. If I mention it, it's because I got the green light. Okay? It's a green. You can go. I'm not going to put anybody. The reason I don't want to say many things is because I don't want those people or those kids to have any repercussions from stuff that I say. See, I own my own business. I give a damn what somebody says about me. I can give a damn about a high school or AAU or a city league team that says, oh, well, you can't train with street cred sports. Okay, that's fine. I'm not going to be hurt by it. We got a waiting list. We got other teams. That's fine. We'll just wait for the next person to start their team or the next high school coach to come in, and we'll work with them. You're not going to stop what we do. 10 years in a facility, right? We've been doing this for 10 years, but we've been training since 2008. Our roots are deep. So, that whole thing, I don't have a problem with it because, I'm not just going to go talking crazy about people, but yeah, I'm not just going to be putting things out there because, I worry more about them. I can take it. You can come, say whatever you want. Make sure you keep it respectful. Make sure you keep it respectful. Or if you're disrespectful, make sure it's respectfully disrespectful. Because if you're coming at me sideways, and I'm feeling a certain type of way, like, back at home in the neighborhood, there are repercussions for that. So we definitely got to talk about that. But the gap is so wide that we really need to work on it. It's bad. It's really bad. And when I talk about it more in depth and give you the examples, I can even point to film. You'll see it. We need to do better. So other thing I wanted to cover real quick was so when you're dribbling the basketball, you're often told, well, you need to look up, so when I'm doing the training and when I'm working on somebody, when I'm working on their dribbling, I always, start out with allowing them to look down. Why? It's because I need them to see how high the ball is coming up. So I don't have a problem with kids when I first start getting them used to the muscle memory of bouncing the ball with their right hand and their left hand. I have no problem with them looking down when I'm training them. Some parents say, no, you need to be looking up. And I have to tell them, no, you have to understand what I'm doing. And I've had a parent like, well, no, don't they need to be looking? I said, you have to understand what I'm working on. You don't understand what I'm working on. By the end of this hour, you will see it. Sure enough, at the end of that hour, those kids aren't looking. They'll peek down, but they're not looking down, right? They're looking up. So how do I do it? Well, I'm not going to give you all the damn trade secrets, but I will tell you that there are ways to look up when you're dribbling. They're kind of self-explanatory, but it amazes me that when I mention these things, I get the little, oh, okay, yeah, I never thought of that look, which is fine because I wouldn't expect anybody to think like that. I think of things in a prism. It's like the Matrix with me, y'all. I see the code. They say Neo, he is the one. I like the movie and I like that scene when they say, oh my God, he is the one. And he's looking at a screen with numbers going down and he's saying he is the one. And I was like, and I'm looking like, one what? What? Is it like a one of them puzzles where you look and you see the numbers? I didn't get it, but I understood what they were saying. That was just the way it was looking. So I'm sorry, I didn't mean to sidetrack. But in any case, if you're practicing outside dribbling and you're practicing your stationary dribble and you're outside, look across the street, pick something. If you see an airplane flying at high altitude, hopefully it's an airplane and not some of this other stuff that's been in the air lately. Just kind of watch it and count how many dribbles you can make on that hand without looking down. And then if you only get to 12, then do it again. See if you can get past 12, and then keep going up. And then same thing with the other hand. Now, if you have a lot of high traffic on that street, if you're outside and there are a lot of cars and stuff, pick a car that's passing by from far off and watch it as it comes all the way up past you, right? If you have neighbors, and I'm going to say this, and I know I'm going to get killed by this, but if you have a neighbor and you have a neighbor, look, it's kind of a joke. It's not a mean joke, but it's almost every neighborhood has a Mrs. Johnson, right? It's just like, hey, there's Miss Johnson. It's like, it's weird. But there's they always say, oh, every neighborhood, you always gonna have a Miss Johnson. I don't know. I don't think it's like that, but in any case, I just use that as an example, y'all. I'm just using that as an example. If there's a Miss Johnson in the neighborhood and Miss Johnson's over there, watering her grass or outside talking to the neighbors, or, they're walking their dog or whatever, you pick a neighbor. I just said Miss Johnson because it's always, I'm thinking about that movie, Friday. If you ever seen Friday, there's a scene with Miss Johnson in there, and Chris Tucker trying to talk to her, and he's whispering, and it's very bad. So I don't want y'all doing that, okay? But yeah, it's he says Miss Johnson, so that's why that's kind of been the running joke. But in any case, you can key on them as you're dribbling, as your ball bouncing the basketball. What this does is it takes your focus off of what you're doing. And now you're just letting your muscle memory go by just bouncing, and you're learning to control the ball with your hand. Then you can just walk, doing the same thing in a circle, up and down the driveway, up and down the street. And pretty soon you'll notice that you'll be doing this without, looking down at all. Then you can start to jog and then, going fast. So those are ways that you can do it. I mean, obviously, when I'm training, I have slightly different methods and stuff that I add. I don't do all of the whole, if you're dribbling with your right, you're throwing a tennis ball up with your left and, or grabbing cones. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying it's not something that I do because for me, that's not something that's in the game. You're not running around with a tennis ball in your offhand in the actual game. So I don't do it, but I'm okay with other people doing it. If that works for them, that's fine. Whatever you can use to help, your situation is great. It's not game wise for me. So, I can imagine, you in a game and you've been training all this time with a tennis ball, and then you trying to dribble and you don't have a tennis ball in your offhand, and you looking at your coach like, Coach, I need the tennis ball. I can't dribble. I refuse to play unless you give me a tennis ball. Or, hey, why are there no cones out here while I'm trying to dribble around this press? Put some cones out here so I could dribble around this guy and pick up this cone and do this scoop layup and switch hands in the air with the cone. Never mind the fact that I got to use my offhand to keep the defender off of me. No, I'm gonna grab that cone. So I'm sorry, y'all. I guess that wasn't nice, but that's kind of what I've always laughed and thought about is those players. But I know that they don't do that. I know it's just a sensory type of learning. So yeah, hats off to them if that helps you, whatever way helps. But I'm more simplistic when I do my stuff. So, but those are ways that you can learn how to dribble. Could you imagine a kid not wanting to play because I don't have a tennis ball in my offhand? I can't do it. Well, let me get out of here. And before I get out, let me, let my Patreon people know what's coming. This bonus content. Remember, if you want this bonus content, and other stuff, videos that we do, Time to Ball shirt. You want that? I need you to subscribe. So you can get that content, and I'll send you an official shirt, to show my appreciation. But there's a lot of content that I have, and the content's growing. It's a lot more stuff that I have. It grows weekly, sometimes daily. But some of the stuff I'm going to discuss is the women's game between LSU and South Carolina. It was a big game. It drew a lot of ratings. I'm going to discuss that. Some bad defense in there. I'm going to talk about sports anxiety. It's a thing. It is a thing. Also talking about the use of screens. Okay. And since I was talking about haircuts and stars, I'm going to take it way back to the evolution of your boy and tell you about my days of, how my hair used to be. Yeah. I used to have a jerry curl and some other stuff. So I don't even know if there are pictures of it. I might have to look. There might be a picture of me with a jerry curl. And look, I'm securing myself. I don't mind posting it somewhere where people can see that, yo, Kay had a jerry curl. Watch your mouth though. All right. We ain't doing no jerry curl jokes. But in any case, I'm gonna talk about that. So, I appreciate y'all time. Drop comments. I know a lot of people will message me or thank me. Look, I thank you. I'm more excited at the fact that you guys are enjoying the podcast. And, drop me a line sometime. Hey, Kay, can you talk about this? Now don't be asking me if I can rat out somebody. Hey, man, can you talk about my neighbor, man? My neighbor be playing his music at 2 a.m. and I'm trying to get him to stop, but he won't do it. So can you call him out? Like, I don't even know if your neighbor pays attention to my podcast. But I tell you what, if he blasted my podcast at 2 a.m, hell no, I ain't going to tell him to stop. I'm just playing. All right, well, I'm going to end it as I always do. I really hope you guys, take care of yourselves, have a good one, and tune in next time. And as always, if it was easy, everyone would do it. I'm out.
Street cred sports, say it with your chest. Yeah. Go get it from the net. Street cred sports. Okay, that's a bet.